Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. We've got some juicy little bits today because there's a new Sabre Raven variant that's turned up. We've got some updates on Alpha 3.24 and the Star Citizen newsletter. We'll be trawling through that, basically going through what's happened this week with a bit more context. So Alpha 3.24, that cargo patch, they have taken the EVOCATI build down for the weekend. I didn't think they were going to, but basically there's still a load of instability with it, and I believe Cloud Imperium think they've got a fix, which they'll be releasing on Monday for it, and then they'll be able to get much better set of test data, and people will be able to play that a lot better. It is the main thing that is holding it back from wider PTU at the moment, and I would expect it to go to first wave PTU mid of next week. So yeah, that's my expectation. Not a confirmation, but yeah, really enjoying that EVOCATI patch. It is unstable though, just a load of cool features in there. From the 2nd of July at 4 PM UTC through to the 9th of July, there is going to be Jumptown running on the live servers, one of the most action-packed events in the verse. The firefights will be deadlier, the spoils richer, and the stakes higher than ever before. So Jumptown is that sort of emergent gameplay event, kind of trying to recapture that. It can be quite dangerous because there are people that are going to turn up and try and take all your loot. But yeah, there's a couple of sort of narcotics generation machines at each of these structures which will pump out narcotics. You can go turn them in or go and sell them for a large amount of money. And the risk versus reward there is how long do you stay trying to take that money, and do you attack someone else that's doing it to try and steal all of their loot? But how are our servers going to hold up this time? Are we going to still have loads of problems with invisible players and desynced players, which they had to quite a high degree last time they ran Jump Point? Also, are people just more interested in Alpha 3.24 at the moment? Is going to actually have many people playing it? I suppose there is only a very limited amount of players that can get into Alpha 3.24 at the moment, but there's obviously going to be potentially more next week, but they're only going to be running Jumptown for a week, and there might be some surprises to this time's Jumptown. It's worth noting as well that every 24 hours it will be a different facility around the verse that will be pumping out the narcotics. On to the next thing. The latest issue of Jump Point is out for RSI subscribers, featuring the sounds of the verse, the making of the Drake Ironclad, all new lore, and more. And one of the and more things was a sneak peek at what appears to be a Sabre Firebird or Sabre Raven variant. Now, it's got green marketing going on. It looks a bit more aggressive in its sort of shapeology. And hear me out, Sabre, they like birds. Hey, just Sabre birds, yeah? What if this is the Raptor? Not the silly street sweeper. We know that's a background asset for Squadron 42, the Raptor sort of April Fool's kind of thing. But what if this is actually the Sabre Raptor? Now, it's green. It's an aggressive kind of avian name, right? I think it makes sense, though it could be something like the Chameleon. I think that it's going to be a stealthy, fast ship, but it could be a ton of different roles within that. It could be a more traditional dogfighter, to an e-warfare ship, to a racer, to a tracker or something. What do you think? Also, at the front of it, are those aerials? Is that what's going on there? Or are they weapons? Or is that something for racing? I don't know. What do you think? Really want to see lots of people's guesses at what that ship is, and educated guesses potentially. And do they think the ship is going to be released with Alpha 3.24? Galactopedia update came out as well this week, and you can learn more about science, technology, and controlled substances. And we had Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live. So with Inside Star Citizen, they talked about level design. I've already covered that in another video, but it didn't contain much in the way of tangible game development information. They did show off some areas of Pyro that we'll be getting in Alpha 4.0, and that is likely going to be very different to what we have in the Stanton system. Star Citizen Live looked at the building of like cargo missions and gameplay for them. They can do this really easily, it seems now. They've got the tools for it. So they looked at trade routes, supply, demand, effort versus reward, that being an important factor, time, risk, requirements. There's a sort of grade and reputation progression, so ranging from intro missions, where you might be taking just a single pass, or it's sort of meeting mission givers or something, to then taking small amounts of low value items, to all the way up to potentially bulk orders of highly valuable items. They had a sort of mid-range supply hauling mission, having you take 80 to 112 SCU of cargo, and then sort of the higher end of the mid-range supply missions would be like up to 432 SCU of cargo, but potentially a higher value. These missions might be long range, have combat, and when taking the mission, it's going to describe in more detail the requirements for that and the potential dangers that you might face, so you can have a more informed decision-making process before taking the mission. We may get to see missions like this that they make in the near future, but it also appears that, yeah, as I said, they can create cargo hauling missions to a wide scale very, very quickly now. As we move into July, you can expect things like the Foundation Festival to probably kick off, probably early to mid-July, and then maybe at the end of July, we'll have something like the Ship Showdown starting, or at least them starting to hype that up. We are expecting, well, I'm expecting 3.24 to release by the end of July, but we'll certainly have PTU throughout July. I almost forgot, there was a little sneak peek in the newsletter as well, looking at some of the new caves with the sort of tagline, "Danger lurks within." I think it looks like a sulfur cave. The liquid there might not be water, and maybe there are some dangerous animals within. Always up for more gameplay area and sort of new biomes and stuff like that. Boom! That's it for your Star Citizen updates today. I am really interested to know, have you been playing in the 3.24 EVOCATI build? What do you think of that? Obviously unstable, but what did you think of the features there? Are you looking forward to wider PTU next week? When do you think 3.24 is actually going to be released to live? What do you think that Sabre variant is? Assuming that it is a Sabre variant. I mean, it looks like a Sabre variant, right? Or at least a Sabre Raven / Firebird variant. Yeah, just wild ideas, what that is, what it's called, all that sort of jazz. Would love to hear from you. Also, are you going to be participating in Jumptown, or is it not your kind of event, or are you waiting for Star Citizen to be a little more stable in general and have a load of this stuff sort of ironed out a bit better before getting involved with those kind of events? Whatever your thoughts or questions are, please tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also, something else that you should do, Tobii Eye Tracker. That's natively supported in Star Citizen for high precision eye and head tracking. That's on sale at the moment. You should go check that out, because that sale ends pretty soon. Something else, NordVPN, that's in the links below, nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. That's the best darn VPN that you ever will have the pleasure of accessing on my channel. And I encourage you to get some better accessibility, privacy, and securities on the interwebs. And please do. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for June we are giving away a Freelancer Miss, which is a fantastic little multi-crew missile boat. We're also bundling this with a Pulse, the little tiny bike with the big laser in it. You'll get lifetime insurance on both of those and a Star Citizen game package. So all you need to play Star Citizen, all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during June. Good luck to you. Also, if you want to further support the channel, please consider clicking the join button under my videos. It really does help. There's also Patreon on loads of affiliate links and stuff like that down below in the video description and in the comments, so check those out, and that helps the channel out too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great June. Thank you for watching to the end, and don't forget to click all the things down below, or at least the things you want to click on.